Hello, beautiful beings. Welcome to Shakti's Gift. I'm your host, Marigol Era, Ayurvedic wellness coach, creative force, and unschooling mother. For the past 4 years, I've been living my daily life according to Ayurvedic principles. Ayurveda, which means the science of life in Sanskrit, is a traditional system of medicine with roots in ancient India. It emphasizes a holistic approach to health by balancing the body, mind, and soul. It utilizes natural remedy, dietary guidelines, and lifestyle practices to promote well being and prevent illness. I just want to be real clear with you guys. I'm not a doctor and I'm not a psychologist, but I am very passionate about this human experience and I'm all about being as sovereign as possible in our health. In this podcast, we will not only talk about Ayurveda, we will also meet a lot of wonderful people who are driven by the Shakti's gift of creativity, transformational force, and feminine power. So you'll be in contact with a lot of amazing beings who are doing the work, they show up, even if it's freaking hard, and they evolve. Because that's what we do. Our human life is ever changing. It is our nature to birth and bury new ideas and projects and to follow the seasons of our lives. So I invite you to grab yourself something to drink, get yourself comfortable, and let's dive deep into Shakti's gift. Welcome to the interview that I did with a wonderful woman, Jo Matshego. When we met a while back, we connected immediately. I had so much fun exchanging ideas with her, and I am so glad to be able to share this conversation with you all. In this episode, we talk about the feminine power and how to embody this power. We also explored both of our femininity lineage and how we can pass something different to our children by healing ourselves and what happens in our motherhood as we heal ourselves. So this episode is rich in insights, deep in reflections, and there's a lot of joy in there. So if you want to contact Jo, of course, all of her links are listed down below in the description. And if you're interested to connect with me, everything is listed as well down below. So don't hesitate. I'm always just a click away. All right. So here we are with Jo today. Such an amazing woman. Cannot wait for you guys to hear her story and her mission and everything she's here for. She blew my mind the first time we spoke together. And so here she is. Jo, come on. Let's talk about your mission. It's such a big one.
Thank you so much, Marigol, for having me here. It's indeed an honor, meeting women from all over the world. Yeah, such a small world in an internet. So, my
Yes.
name is Joe. I am in the southern part of Africa, in South Africa precisely. And I am so excited that we are recording this while I am in my home, my ancestral home. I'm in the village and the energies are just wild. So, my mission is a crazy one. My mission is to bring awareness of comfort, being comfortable within yourself as a highly or rather highly vibrating or dominating masculine woman, and the awareness of comfort, the awareness of acceptance, the awareness of love, the awareness of this is me, and there's nothing else besides who I am and where I am, and just finding the stand to defend yourself, not out of proving people who you are, because it's clear, like your energy doesn't lie. When you are the real deal, you're the real deal. But coming into a space of saying, this is me, and claiming your spot in the world with not just your masculinity, but the dance within your feminine and the masculine energy, and just owning it so beautifully that no one will just resist you. It's just not
Mhm.
possible for someone to say no to you. So my mission is just that, to just bring awareness of who you are, to take you on a journey. I tell people that when you come into my space, I'm not giving you anything new. It is just a remembrance. I'm taking you through a journey of remembrance because the answers are not in me, but the answers are just locked in you. So that is the journey that I take with women, amazing, amazing, phenomenal women.
Yeah, so you're working more with women, and
Yes.
so when they work with you, they reconnect with who they are. And I it's like I love what you say about like the feminine energy and the masculine energy, and we used to embody ourselves since the
Yeah.
past like few decades in a
Mhm.
masculine way. And so how do you reconnect women with their feminine side?
Great. I love that. And I'm going to say this, and it is simple. And I feel that for whoever this message is for, it is going to find a home in their lives, in their energy. You have never, please listen, you have never disconnected with your feminine energy. There has never been a point in your life where whether you are disconnected with your masculine or your femininity. So over the years, the teachers have made it, some, not all, have made it look like, no, you are dominant there, which means you need to increase this one. You are dominant this one. You have to increase anything. There is nothing to literally increase other than you coming into the awareness of this are available energies that are me. Because for the fact that you are breathing right now, for the fact that you are alive right now, these energies are just working. And when they are working, it's I called it a dance earlier. It's a it's a matter of you understanding that you can use the energies to as a switch, so they
Mm,
complement one another. That right now, you can ask me a question that just allows my feminine energy to come. And the
mm,
next question can literally be the one that comes and makes my masculinity to come. So
mm,
there has never been a time where a woman is just disconnected with any of this. But it's just awareness. Come into this thing knowing that you already are what you think you are not. You already are what you think you need to become. You
mhm,
already are what you think that it's just not possible. I've been like this for years, and like there's just so much disconnection in the healing space that it robs people from the power of now. So
mhm,
me and my message is like, oh, look at this, and I will just be showing you things that are around your life. Like when they're saying, no, my life is not going well, but somebody will say, no, do gratitude, and then you will see that you've got all these things around. So it's just that. Look at this. Your feminine is here. Like for the fact that you got boobs, you got your punani. I call the vagina the punani. Like you've got this beautiful features, feminine features. That is you being in your femininity. There's nothing else that can prove besides me having to go into the energetics, but the body already speaks that you are there. So there's nothing
mhm.
to reconnect with.
Right. Oh, I love that. This is such a good way to frame it. It's just like lift up all the pressure that we can put on
Mm,
ourselves all the
yeah.
time to act a certain way. And if we want to achieve, that feminine energy, we have to act in a certain way, and we have to do this and this and this. And I love the way you frame it. It's so like it's a relief.
Thank you. It is.
All right. So what brought you to that like trying to help, like wanted to help women? Like what brought you to that?
My story started with me healing s- childhood sexual abuse. So, sexual abuse when I was 5, and it has just been one of the painful part, yet beautiful part of my life. Um, and when I realized, the moment when I realized that there has never been a time, like I was saying, there has never been a time where I disconnected from myself. Every little piece of my story, it's part of the puzzle, it's part of the bigger picture. I started realizing that, oh, okay, the only thing that I can actually do is bring womb awareness. What is this? Why do we take our wombs and just look at it in an organ? perspective more than it is the energy, the spirituality of it, right? But I feel that the turning point of my story has always been the fact that I had to go down into my ancestry and trace stories, unhealed trauma, unhealed stories of suppressed feminine energy and sexual abuse.
Mm.
And it's so funny because you go to the fourth, to the sixth, to the seventh generation, and it just blows your mind how this thing has been repeating itself. And
Yeah.
you realize that, listen, you're the trailblazer. What you gonna do about it? What
Mm-hmm.
do you need to do? So me finding myself as this, I grew up as a very dominant girl in masculinity. Like even when people see me right now, because it's long since I came home, and everyone's like, "Hi, how are you? How are you?" So it's like now I have realized that I am no longer that dominating woman who has always had to protect herself, because the
Mm-hmm.
masculine will always want to protect.
Yes.
I'm no longer that person who wants to protect, but there is a shield that dropped down from me where both energies are just showing. And I think the most important thing is how I had to help my people, my grandmothers, heal from suppressed and unexpressed femininity for many years, because we are literally the representation of the many lives that had been lived before in our generation. So
Mm-hmm.
that on its own became an eye opener. And I love where I am right now, because I have been sitting with the grandmothers, and then the questions were like, what is femininity? What is feminine sensuality in your family line? We
Mm-hmm.
love it to explain, oh, Marigol said this, or the other teacher said that. But for you as a people, for you as a generation, as a lineage of women, what is that to you? And how do you express it? How do you live it each and every single day? Not just as something that you wake up into and you decide right now that, okay, I'm just going to be a feminine being, but it's a lifestyle, it's a ceremony. So
Mm-hmm.
my life has just been the unfolding of that. And I feel that it has been painful yet fulfilling, because my story had to touch so many lives. And I have seen how women come back to themselves. And I say this, that as much as I am teaching on womb leadership, and you embracing the masculine and the femininity, the first thing that I would start you with is your foundation, your
Mm-hmm.
root. Who are you from the space of your land, your environmental, your mental, like the gifts of your people? Who are you? And when you are able to can decode that from your family story and your family tree and all this, it becomes something that is magnetic, because once the roots are known, the seed is already there. When the roots are known and they are grounded, when you're grounded in your foundational truth, trust me, you are the bomb.com.
I love that. I love that. Like it's so cool to meet you because I remember when I was in university, I did a symposium, and it was like my part was about reuniting with my feminine lineage, right? And so I made
Mm.
all those research and I went back like generations and generation of like how women were in my line, and my ancestry,
Mm.
how they were. And I wrote like a beautiful text about what they were doing and how they were doing it and
Amazing.
why
Yeah.
they were doing it. And it was all
Mm.
about creation, right? In my
Yes.
lineage, it's all about creation. So one of them were like sewing wedding dresses with like super delicate, like details in there. And some of them were doing some Chinese, I don't know why, but
Mm.
it's Chinese drawing. And it's like, why, they were so deep in the woods in Canada, I don't know why they were doing that Chinese thing, but anyway, they were doing it. And other were like baking, but it was like, or knitting, but it was always around like creating stuff, but it was always like just for them, just for the family. It was never to sell, never to
Mhm.
expand, never to. And so I feel like I'm here to kind of break that and
Yeah.
to bring creation into the world, and to share that in a larger scale so that we can actually be there for one another, and not just to keep it like hidden in our own like
Mm.
little family, like I'm gonna sew like
Yeah.
the best wedding dress ever, but I'm never gonna
Yeah.
sell one. I'm just gonna do it for my
Yeah.
daughter. and
Mhm.
and we have so much more to give. And I'm curious
Yeah.
about what was your feminine lineage. What was it in yours? How was it showing up?
I'm excited because the other day I was sitting with my grandmother, my mother's mother, right? She passed on
Mhm.
many moons back, and we were talking. I like, this is how crazy I am. I get downloads when I am in the kitchen and in the bathroom. Those are my highly vibrational places. So I was just busy in the kitchen, and the question came, and she was like, "But why? Why is it so much? Like, it looks like a string of poverty, of scarcity
Mm,
in the family. Okay, everybody's saying, no, there's no money, there's this, things are not working well, and stuff like that. But what is that? Right?" And she's like, she showed me the patterns of her life on what she did to bring. My grandmother built an 8-roomed house by selling. So I come from an entrepreneurial home,
mm,
right? So
yeah,
that it's easy for me to say I can sell, and selling, it's not just a skill that you acquire. Some other people, they master it through skill development and all that, and it's beautiful.
yeah,
But once you understand that this thing for you, it's a blueprint, it's part of your
yeah.
truth, you'll find what you are good at. And this is what I'm good at, talking. So I make money through speaking. So I go out there and I speak and I get the money, and that's it. you know and and she was just looking at me, and she's like, no, you guys, just sell anything, sell. And there was a point where, because we grew up in a very disadvantaged home, it was extremely bad, because at some point in the village they knew my family as one of those families where we couldn't even afford to take care of ourselves, right?
Mm,
So my grandmother had this thing when she passed away, because information was not as exposed then as it is now, about what is it that you can look into your life and heal and clear and all that. So she passed away with this thing of not being good enough, the poor of the poorest. So
mm,
I had to, when I tell people that at some point, this thing is a relationship. At some
mm,
point, you carry your ancestors. At
mhm,
some point, your
yeah,
ancestors carry you. So there
mm.
was a point in my life I had to say, Granny, you need to trust me now. Please leave this one. I am in the picture. Trust me. We're gonna board that plane. I remember boarding the first plane to another state, and that is the place that I always love to stay in, right? And I remember we had an issue. Like, it was an inner trauma. Like, I could even feel myself trembling. And I was like, but there's a part of me that is excited, and there's a part of me that is just freaking out. What is this? And we had a conversation, and she started telling me all these things, how she felt when she was selling all these things, and
Mm,
how she had to go to the neighbors and sometimes beg for food and all that. So I had to clear that and start embracing the gift that she is. There was a
mm,
point where my business was not literally generating money at all. And I'm like, what is
mhm,
this? Right? Least did I know that the person that has been supportive of me, like the ancestor that has been pushing me, that has been helping me, has an issue with lack. So I had to heal ancestral lack and scarcity.
mm,
That has been a shift. So from my lineage, it has just been that. Sell, just sell something. And if you look around, my aunties, some they will just sell clothes. I sell quite a lot of things. I've got my online boutique, I've got this, I've got another brand as well. Like, just sell. So that is what we do. We sell. And I think above everything is farming. I was looking at the yard the other day and I'm like, no, I think I need to bring this thing back because we used to farm in the family house. And I remembered how the crops used to grow and it was just beautiful. And I was like, okay, but if the economy go down, I've got this thing. I can do it for myself, you know? We can go
Yeah.
back to the roots and do this thing for ourselves. And I felt the need for me to go back to the organic ways of how my people survived all
Mm,
this is. And for me, let me rephrase the word survival because it was not survival, it was living. Because
mm,
sometimes, because we do not fit into boxes and all these things that the society has spoken about as luxury and all that, we're thinking that we don't fit in. We're thinking that no, it's not it for us. But who
mhm.
are you? It's still that question that I've asked. Who are you as a people? So, plant something, go and sell it, tomatoes, whatever. Come up with a go and sell it. So we are sellers, we're storytellers who sell stories. We're just that.
I love it. That is so amazing to be like understanding that the selling part of your lineage is the empowering stuff,
Mhm.
like, and to really heal that and to move forward and to pass that on to your children, right? You have children.
Yes,
And so the way you pass that on, so have you seen like some differences in your kids?
yes.
Like, yes. So what are they?
Okay, so I've got a 7 year, 8 year old boy and a 5 year old girl. So the 8 year old is the one that is wild in entrepreneurship.
Nice.
Anything that he sees, can we sell this? How about we buy bread and then we make it this way? Like, and I think that he didn't have to hear it from me more than he saw it from me. He saw me do that. He saw
Mm,
me being a seller. Every day waking up, I'm on the screens. And when he asked me, I'm like, I'm talking to my clients, and the clients are the ones that are paying the bills. So that got into his head. And it's like, okay, what about me? What am I selling? Okay, I want to sell this. I want to do that. And that was the most fulfilling thing because I feel like, in fact, my job is done. My job is done as a mother, you know, because once you install such a powerful thing, he knows like he can survive with this. He can live
Yes.
his life with this because he knows that there is value. He might not explain it the way I am because he's still a child, but there's value that I have that I can go and exchange for money. Then voila, I
Mm.
get what I want.
That is so cool. That is so cool to be able to nurture that in your kid
Yeah.
because you've healed that for yourself. And so
Yes.
that I get why you say that your job is done as a mother because you feel your kids are safe, because
Yeah.
they got like to understand how to be in the world and how to make money and how to
Yes.
survive and protect themselves and you know provide for themselves and it's just
Yes.
so cool. It's just so amazing. That is so cool.
Trust me,
I love
I
that.
love that because I feel like one thing that I always ask myself that should I die right now? And these are the hard conversations that people don't want to talk about. Listen, we're all
Mm.
gonna die, so we might as well dance into this pool of death and just understand what this is, you know. So I was like, if I die right now, as much as they are that young, what have I done as a mother
Mm.
that
Mhm.
they can use to bring themselves up? Remember, the first 7 years of a child's life is you building a foundation for them.
Yep.
So now that he is 8, I'm like, God, you can take me. Let's go. I'm done. You know, it's gonna be so painful, not having a mother around and all that. But I feel that for the fact that it's like I've given a vehicle. Like, here's the car. This is how you can fuel it. It can take you anywhere you want, and that's it. So that is like fulfilling for me to know that, yes, I'm going to cry and say they still need the support of a mother and all that. But for the
Mhm.
fact that even when I am in this ancestral realm, if I decide to be an ancestor, I can
Mhm.
literally whisper, go and sell something, go and sell something. You remember the bread? You remember what we spoke about? This will be a continuous conversation because I've already laid the ground.
Yes. Yes, I'm with you on this one. This is how I raise my kids as well. I have 3 of them, and they're all so different, and they're all so creative, and as I said, for me, it was how to my lineage, it was how to survive with our creativity, with
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
can we make money out of our creativity. And so for
Mhm.
them to be able to be in that creative state and to understand that they can actually sell something from that, and like that somebody needs that creation in some ways, it doesn't matter what it is,
Yeah.
but to be able to express themselves and to make money out of that, it's just so valuable. It's
Yes.
this is our role. Like, it's not, the
Yes.
school is not there to teach them that, and so
Mhm.
by healing our own traumas and the ancestral trauma, I feel
Yeah.
like this is our main job as parents, to heal that, so that we don't pass it on. It's just like
Yes. Most definitely. It's
yeah.
it's 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 crazy because how the next generation is going to show up, you build that.
Mhm.
You make history now. So it's not about the future and the plans that you have more than, I'm bringing what I've said in the beginning, awareness, more than you being aware of who you are now, what needs to be done by you now, what resources, not just on the physical but the spiritual, do you
Mhm.
have in order to be able to deliver that with so much ease. Not,
Yep.
this is what I say, life is not about strategy and the 5-step guides and the list to do list and the checklist and all this thing, which are beautiful because those are marketing strategies, right?
Yep.
But life is about blueprint. It's about you going into your essence and
Mhm.
decoding that for yourself, knowing exactly who you are, why you are here, and how about you need to express this. Like you're talking about your creativity. How do I express this? How do I? And I feel that God and ancestors and my higher self are agreeing. I feel that my other thing that I am doing outside of establishing single mothers, this is another part of my business,
Yep.
establishing single mothers and helping them to, subconsciously reprogram themselves for money flowing abundance. Because listen, I'm a single mother and then we're going through a lot, right?
Mm.
So if I am able to establish as many businesses through the gifts of your people, because for anything that I do, the foundation is the ancestry. So I don't have any other thing that besides that. So if you can do that, I feel like children needs to start not when life hits them, right?
Right.
Don't bring this thing when life hits them, but bring this thing now, because it's easier for a child to absorb than an adult, because we have gone through a lot. So before you
Mhm.
can believe that money is there for you, before you can say all these things, girl, you're gonna have to peel layers of onions and hey, all of these things. And you'll be crying the whole day and night. And sometimes you don't even like show up on social media. We're like, you know what, I'm bad, I'm tired. This thing is so painful. So let's get these kids going right now before they peel
Mhm.
their own onions. So it's gonna be a little
Yep.
better for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%, 100%, 200%. I mean, like, we have children, and we see, like, when we have this awareness of our own trauma, and the minute that it shows up in our motherhood, like, we catch it very quickly because we're so aware of it. And so by being aware, we're so powerful, because when we
Hmm.
slip up, because it happens, you can just like flip the script very quickly by just like
Yeah.
saying to your kids, I'm so sorry, I wasn't acting out of love, I was
Mm,
acting out of fear, or
mhm.
whatever happened,
Yes,
you know? But to be
yes.
aware of that and to be able to give it back to their children, you're teaching them that as well. And so you're teaching them how to heal those
Yeah,
trauma right in the spot, you know? It's just so
exactly.
powerful. It's just so
Yeah,
powerful.
yeah. And I feel that more than anything, it's like I've said, it's not about you sitting them down and talking more than you being.
Yes.
Kids learn not through hearing, but they learn through the process of embodiment. Ah,
Yes.
okay, I saw this woman. Okay, we didn't have food yesterday, but okay, this is what happened, right?
Yeah.
So that is very important for them to get the whole detail because they are so observant. You will be shocked if you ask your children what happened yesterday. Did you see me? What did I do? Like they will tell you everything to the T.
Yep. Yeah, they learn from experience. That's why
Mm,
the experience, like I used to, like I had a group on Facebook and it was called experiential awareness, because when we're aware of our experience in the moment, that's how we can actually flip those experience to something that is healed. And
yeah.
our kids, it's so true. Our kids are learning exactly how we are existing. More,
Yes.
it's like it's literally like you know, my father used to say, do as I say, not as I do. But it's like I
It's the
can't.
opposite.
I can't, I'm sorry, like it's not happening. I'm gonna do as you do.
Exactly.
It's like
You know? That's
so
so funny.
I know, right? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, so by understanding that, and by understanding how the brain of our kids is developing and how they're
Mm.
learning, it's just like so much more easy to be that parent you needed, and that you can heal
Exactly.
that so that you can give it back, you know, the parent
Yes.
that they need, you know, not the
Yeah.
parent that you needed, but the parent that they need, you know.
Thank you. Thank you. That
Right.
is so powerful. Yeah, it is. Sure. I'm
Yeah,
loving
sometimes,
this.
yeah, sometimes we we want to do like the opposite of what our parents did, you know, because it was hurtful for us and we didn't understand why
Mm,
they did that. And by
yeah.
healing that trauma, you can actually open your heart so much better, and so you can actually understand what your kids need, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just so powerful. I love that. I want to circle back to the womb awareness, because
Yeah.
I'm an Ayurvedic wellness coach, and I used to well, I'm still working with the womb a lot because I love this organ. I love how powerful it is. You know, when you have that baby in there, you see how powerful the body is. I mean, like, come on.
Exactly.
So,
Yes.
what does it mean for you, like the womb awareness?
Womb awareness for me, and this excites me. Oh, because I feel like every woman needs this, needs to just hear this. Womb awareness for me is rather me bringing you back to understanding what you are.
Mm,
A woman is not just like, what can I say? Your body as a woman is the physical manifestation of what the feminine energy is, right? So the womb for me, when I would say come into the womb space, this is the phrase that I've been using for years. Let me journey with you into the womb portal and show you around. So
mm,
it's me bringing you to, let me use the word essence as well, the essence of who you are as a woman. I'm going to use the Bible on this one. In the Old Testament, they spoke about the presence of God, how women were not supposed to touch the presence of God, and there was an ark and all these stories, right? But
yep.
one day I was sitting and God was like, listen, women are the presence of God in the 21st century. And I'm like, what does that mean? Right? We were told that the presence of God has nothing to do with women according to religion.
Mm,
But come to think of it, what is the womb? The womb is 100% creative force. The
yep.
womb is 100% God, whether you want to see it as a masculine or the feminine, but what that is what the womb is. It's a portal into the void, is a
Mm.
portal into the unknown, it's a portal into creation. You decide what you want to create. So when now you're talking about the babies, right? The baby stages, and most women know themselves up to this truth. But do you know that you can incubate your dreams? Do you know that you can incubate that marriage? Do you know that
Mm.
you can incubate that money? Do you know that 10K, 20, 50K months? Do you know that you can incubate that weight loss? Do you know that you can? When I, my God, I was so shocked. Yesterday, I went to the health center and I weigh 95, right? I don't know how you people calculate it in the States, but I weigh 95 kilogram and I was on 150 last year, July. And I did
Wow.
not use any health, whatever slim products. And every day I woke up and I loved myself and I told my womb that this is what I want and I want to tone down. And my body shed itself on its own because of the relationship that I have with this, not just the organ, but me as the carrier of this life force, because I
Yeah.
am that. So once you walk in this power, forget it. Nothing else matters.
Oh, I love it. I love your fire. Oh my God. It is just so good. It is just so good. It's just so
Thank
good.
you.
Oh my God. Yes, 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 yes. It's so crazy. Even like in the chakra system, like this is the
Yeah,
space of the creativity and the way
yeah,
you're putting it. It's just like, it's just so much bigger, even bigger than that, that we can actually
it
create
is.
just anything. We can like, oh my God, incubate. I love this word that you use. Incubate anything in there, you know?
Mhm.
And oh my God, it is just so powerful. We don't know how much power we have as women, right?
And I love the fact that, allow me to bring this, that the incubation process, just like when they say that a child stays, a baby stays 9 months,
Yeah.
the incubation process of most, if not all of the things that you're going to incubate is dependent on you.
Hmm.
How, goodness. Now I'm bringing what I'm doing right now within the womb thing, because I'm talking about home keeping, home keepers. And home keepers are the ones who come and say, how do I sustain? Because a lot of us, we have the making and the embodiment and we love all these things, but we don't have sustainability power. We don't have the nurturing power. We
Hmm.
call in the blessings, we incubate the babies, but do you even know that the first month of the baby, that baby specifically, how do you take care of them? Let's go back to the Bible as well. Samson, he was told, do not even cut the hair. Do you know what you carry inside of you? How do you need to nurture it? Because
Hmm.
clearly, it can be simple. Drink water 6 a.m. in the morning every day. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Simple, right? And
Yeah.
we just love to go there. No, they say pink color is for girls. Who said that baby needs pink? Perhaps it's a white baby for that matter. So we love to run away from our spiritual responsibilities
Mm.
because we are scared of the unknown. You don't want to
Mhm.
go there because you like, what if it doesn't work? Okay, I've seen Marigol did this, which means it's possible for me to do it, but you don't have the energy, you don't have the blueprint, you don't
Mm.
have what the womb, the frequency and the vibration of Marigol's womb system vibrates with. You don't have that, right? Understand yours. And I want to bring this, the womb, whether you like it or not, whether you are aware or not, it multiplies, it enhances, it
Mm.
magnetizes, it manifests. So
Mm.
anything, the thing is, women, we live within our wombs. So every experience that we go through, the emotion of that experience, it's what comes into our womb and we incubate. That is why somebody will say, but I'm attracting the same kind of partner. Girl, you did not clear John. John was beating the hell out of you, but you did not clear that beating energy.
Mm.
So You need to take it. This is a relationship. It's not something that you can wake up and say, no, Joe, I'm looking for this. And this is the issue. When women come, they want quick fixes. I can't give you that. I'm sorry, I can't. I
Mm,
don't have it. But I rather I would give you an experience that when you are done working with me, you can hold into the truth and you can transfer and give it to the next generation. Because
yeah.
what we are doing, it is not something of temporal, but it's something that you can use years and years. And it's not something new, trust me. It's a
Mm,
refining of the grandmother's wisdoms, the
yeah.
grandmother's intelligence, the grandmother's loves, the feminine sensuality within your lineage. It's a refining because you evolve. As you evolve, you don't shed off your body features and all that. It remains, but you bring in versions and versions of yourself that are in alignment with what you're supposed to be at that particular time. So once
Yeah.
we understand the spiritual impact and the spiritual power of the womb, like, in fact, this session is done. Please, can we go and drink tea?
I mean, yeah, the womb.
you
Oh my
know?
God. You're so true. Like, this is so true. And like, the most powerful thing with the womb, I think, for me anyway, is that it actually cleanses itself monthly, right?
Yes.
And this is a superpower that we have. And I
Yeah.
don't think we take like the advantage. I don't think we take advantage of that. Oh, you're back.
Yes, I'm back.
Okay, yes. It's so funny. I just sent you a message because the last thing you'd said, it was like, "All right, we're done. Let's go drink some tea." You just said that,
I,
and then
I,
you just
I,
like,
I literally didn't know that it's going to shut down like that. Spirit, spirit.
I know, right? So crazy.
The womb is busy. The womb energies are so busy. They know what's up.
All right. So I was gonna say, so I was gonna say, like how crazy it is because the womb just like cleanses itself every month, and that we don't
Yeah.
pay attention to that because we're busy women. We have like kids, we have jobs, we have all of that, and we try to just to keep on doing everything while we
Yes.
bleed. And I feel like this is such an important moment that we have the opportunity to have every month we can actually be there and cleansing old energy every month. It is.
You are so right. It's what you're saying. In fact, it looks like my life, my body, my womb was just preparing for this session the whole week because just about yesterday, I was sitting and I'm realizing how my cycle has changed because my period have not shown up for the month, and I'm like, okay. And I had this conversation about um, cleansing, what you just said about
Mhm.
cleansing of the womb space, right? And cleansing of the womb, it's now not just even about the cleansing, the awareness that you just brought about us not being aware of what the womb does on a monthly basis.
Mm,
But to add on that, not let me not use the word but, to add on what you said, do we even know what the blood is?
right.
Do we know what the blood is? Do we know what we can do with the blood?
Yeah.
Do we know how much, not just what you're saying, the cleansing, the emotional, the energetic cleansing, more than you can use your own blood to bring in the very life. Because listen, we have been taught that the blood is dirty.
Yes.
No, it's dirty, is this instead. I have seen women use the blood and their complexion is like, girl, are you using some $150 cosmetic or what? You know, you can use the blood to manifest. You can use the blood to speak to the land, you can use the blood to take care of the plants. And listen, what blew my mind, one day I was just sitting and I'm just going through my learning process, because we learn. We can't just come here and we like, no, I'm going to listen to Marigol 15 minutes before I come live. You be what you preach. So I was
Yes.
sitting, and one day I was blown out because all the stem cell products were made with a woman's menstrual blood. I'm like, what is this? So we've been buying all these expensive things and we have it
Yes. For free.
for free. But what did they
Every
say?
month.
No, put it on a pad. Put it on the pad and then go and throw it, and there's nothing more. It's even smelly. Don't do nothing about. Like, there is so much power. Just
Mm.
the menstrual blood on its own can heal even your physical wound, depending on how you believe, your belief. And a belief is not something, this is the tragedy in society today. We carry people's experiences, we carry people's truths, we carry people's God is this way, life is this way. We
Mm.
don't have our own definition of what life is. And that's what kills a lot of us.
Mhm.
So sometimes just sit as a woman and ask yourself,
Mm.
according to me, what is this? But many will not reach the stage, or are struggling to reach the stage that I'm talking about, of you asking yourself questions and trusting that you're going to give yourself questions, because we have always been taught that the answer is outside. So in
Mm.
Africa, please let me tell you guys a secret. I don't know if in the US it's like that, but in Africa, Marigold, the church system has women mostly who are victims of, come put money on the table and I'm going to pray for you. Come do this, buy holy water, do that. And it's not just the church, but also the traditional healing herbalist. We call them the sangomas, right? In
Mhm.
in South Africa. Um, the shaman, something similar to the shamanic processes of doing things, right?
Mhm.
So all the systems, and it's not all, please get me right, it's not every one of our leaders who are like this, but majority of them, the target is women. If you check everywhere, every state, women are the one who fall victim of this particular thing that I'm telling you of. The answer is outside. Why? Let's go back to the Bible. A woman is not supposed to do this. A woman is supposed to do that. A
Mhm.
woman does not have to enter this. And the things that we were told not to do and the things that we were told not to touch are actually what what we are in the hierarchy of the spirit.
Mhm.
That is what we are, what we were told, don't do. You don't have access to this. You can answer that. No, you have to go to prophet to whoever and he herbalist to whoever. And this is how you can get your. Can we talk about when you come to me, Marigold? What really happens? Like, I am not the real deal in this. You are. I don't have
Uh-huh.
the answer for you. Trust me, I don't have the answer for you. But when you come into my space and say, "Oh, I need to do womb, whatever, or psychic, whatever thing that you're doing," Marigold, when I either pray or through the preparation and incantation process and divination process of preparation, of calling in the guys and whatever, when you saying yes and you give me your family name and everything that I'm asking, I'm actually tapping into your own energy.
Yes.
The answer is in you. I
Yeah.
don't know anything. I am not the people of the era. I don't know. I don't even know how you people heal your menstrual cramps. So when I say I don't have a one size fits all thing, I don't. That is why I can't prescribe a generalized thing for you.
Mm.
Okay, the fact that I took banana leaves and then we dried it and then we threshed it and that it was beautiful and then you work with someone, that doesn't mean that when you come with the same or similar issue, it's going to be done like that. But the
Yeah.
main point that I'm trying to bring here is that when you go through the awareness process of who are you as a woman, you not just go into, no, now I know how to do this, I'm okay, and then you're in a haste of just getting things right. More than it is you not discovery. I'm not going to use the word discovery because I feel like we already have what we need in this lifetime. We
Mm-hmm.
love it. Those that pray, all the days of my life are written in the book of life, right? They are written. So if they are written, which means you got the mandate. You've
Yeah.
got the blueprint. You have everything. You can actually open, okay, what's happening today? That is when people will talk about the Akasha, the Akashic record. Okay, come, let me
Yes.
take you to that. What are you doing in the Akashic record? It's just literally you decoding your past, your present, and your future. So you can know every day what needs to be done in your life, how to go about it, what does your soul wants to experience, what does your womb want to give birth, or what does your
Mm.
womb what is it ready to do to bring into life,
Yeah.
to incubate for you, to
Yeah.
cleanse, to release, to let go. But because of a lot of us, we are still in the victim mindset. No, if
Mm-hmm.
it was not for my mother, I could have not turned like this. We were poor. I was telling you a little bit about my family story. When you grew up seeing those things and you don't want to take responsibility for your spirituality, like I have said, and how women are mostly victim of all these things, this is what happens.
Yep.
You just remain on the same thing. And most of the women who are still in the victim, when they come into your space, they want to tell you what to do. I'm sick, which means I need water. But you came to the doctor. Can the doctor prescribe and check you first and then prescribe what you need? you know That's the funny thing. But above everything, I feel that once the the majority, should I call it the collective, I
Mm-hmm.
would say that you are in your own level of awareness and consciousness about femininity and the polarity
Mm-hmm.
lifestyle, right? And I
Yep.
am in that. I feel that on a collective level, everybody is healed. Everybody is equipped. Because
Mm-hmm.
when you heal a seed of that tree, it affects the fruit. It doesn't just, it's a complete seed that is just being healed. Or
Mm-hmm.
whether you want to heal the ground in which the seed will go into. But once the healing process of the foundational truth is fixed, the tribe that you are serving is
Mm-hmm.
covered.
Yep.
Like, done. But we don't know this thing that, okay, can we check about the energies that are going about right now?
Mm.
It's no longer about restoring the feminine energy. It's about being the feminine energy. It's about
Yes.
being that. It's not even about the process of embodiment. You're not becoming anything. Can I talk about this becoming story? I feel like the becoming is stealing the awareness. It's stealing the power of now, what you
Mm.
are now. It's not about what you can become. It's not about what you can become. It's about what you already are.
Yeah.
It's not about what you can have. It's what you already have. Because the physical manifestation of what you are asking for, it's determined, I'm saying this, it's determined by you. How willing are you to play with energies?
Mm. I love that.
Simple as that.
Yeah. Simple as that. How willing are you? That is,
Yeah.
it's, yeah, that's the question that we should ask ourselves. Like, how willing?
Mhm.
It's like,
Yeah.
how much of that thing are you able to allow in your life, right? It's kind of like the same thing, right? So if you're not able to
Mhm.
allow anything because you're plugged out, or because you haven't like went through the process, even
Yeah.
though you kind of want it, you're not able
Hmm.
to allow it.
At all.
I love that.
The 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 secret or the mystery of having is in you knowing that what you're asking for is available for you now. The moment you come into awareness, is here. But we are stuck on the how to. Can we tell the truth about our faith levels, our belief
Hmm.
systems? We are so channeled in believing that you pray, whatever prayer is to you, you pray. And most of us, we do not believe that as we pray, we receive immediately.
Mm-hmm.
More than it is, I'm praying, and yeah, no, in few hours, I'm going to have it. But how can, do you think, like, imagine how life can change for you once you say, like, when you say, I want to get pregnant, you believe already that the womb is there
Yep.
because you cannot desire something that you don't have.
Sure.
It's awareness, right? No, I want a
Yeah.
baby, which means you already have everything that you need to proceed with the baby making, the carrying, the incubation until the birth, stage.
Mm-hmm.
You already have. The moment you think about it or an amount of money comes to you, it is just your higher self communicating with you about what is available for you now.
Mm.
Now, what you can do for yourself, because we are in different stages of receiving, that is one of the womb powers, receiving, right?
Yeah.
You check the level of how ready are you. So I would play when I do the money thing, the wealth thing with my clients, the check-ins. I was like, okay, can we take three numbers? Okay, the low amount, the middle, and the high. Check in the energies and look into which one you feel that you are in resonance with.
Mm.
It doesn't mean that when your spirit is saying 1 million is here, it means that you can carry it. Some of us, we don't have, I was talking about the sustaining power. We don't have
Yeah.
that. So give yourself permission to say and be honest with yourself. Yes, I would love to carry 100,000 or 1 million. But at this point, what feels possible for me, what feels like now, I can receive is $20
Mm-hmm.
and run with that. There is
Yeah.
beauty in it. There is so much that can open up. And once you embrace where you are, the awareness that we've been talking about since the session has started, you open yourself up to the possibilities of the 1 million coming in glimpses and parts of stuff. Somebody will just say, and the thing is that if you don't know what you want to do with the 2 million, then you're going to mess it up. You're going to mess it up, right? So when you're asking about the 2 million and you're like, "Yeah, I desire the 2 million, what do you want to do with it?" So when it comes, it might not even come as a physical manifestation, as in the cash, but it can come with, okay, so excuse me, within the 2 million, I would like to buy, a set of this cup, of these glasses. Marigol can just for, hey girl, I'm giving away some of these things in my house and I would like for you to come in. Boom, you get your cups.
Yeah.
So talking about that money, it's the money is flexible. It's not just the currency, but it is
Mm.
frequency as well. I don't know how did we get to the money, but yeah, I guess somebody needs it. Money is frequency as well.
Yeah.
So allowing yourself to just flow in this and understanding that your receptiveness, it is not limited to the physical, but your receptiveness, it is so broad and it opens you up to the supernatural, to the
Mm.
mysteries, to the mystique that you are, is the most beautiful thing, because you don't even have to worry about the house rent being paid.
Mm-hmm.
It's paid anyway. The how is
Yeah.
not your problem. Just know that it's paid. Does the
Yeah.
earth wake up one day and the earth is like, hey, I'm dry today. I can't incubate this seed. Poof, get out. No, it doesn't. But it carries that seed until somebody comes, maybe pours the water or rain
Mm.
comes down. So
Yep.
know who you are, and ground yourself in your truth and allow the beauty of your magnetism. I was talking about the
Mm.
womb superpower as a magnet. The womb itself is a magnetic field. Allow it
Mm.
to do that. These things are given, whether you are aware or not, they are there. But the beauty of you diving into this like you are a dolphin in the ocean is you coming into the full awareness and defining these things and understanding how they work in your life and what they are in your life, in the intensity in which they work, the frequency in which you flow. Um, and just that, when is my season for receiving this? Because even with the baby, since we've been talking about that, with the baby, there's a stage within your cycle, you know that you will incubate the baby.
Yeah.
So no,
Yeah.
let us know our seasons. We are
Yeah.
seasonal beings anyway.
Yeah, especially like us, like women. I mean, like we're going through all of that every month, like all the seasons every month. It's like we
Exactly.
go through that, and by putting more awareness into our cycles, I feel like we have so much power in
A
like
lot.
healing that. It's so tangible to go through that
Hmm.
every month so that we can
Hmm.
actually heal that every month. It's just like magical, right? It's just like it's right there. Why not use it?
Exactly. Know it. I think above everything, going to the traditional, the everything that I have touched on, know that there is nothing dirty
Mm.
about being a woman. In fact, there's nothing dirty on earth. There's nothing that
Mm.
cannot be used. If we can recycle plastics, for an example, so everything else goes through a process of recycling. Now that we're
Yeah,
talking about our blood, why is it coming out every month? And what we were taught that is dirty, what can I turn it into that can be
yeah,
valuable to
yeah,
me and everyone around me? And you
yes,
find women who are saying, I use my cycle to manifest for my business. Boom.
yeah,
So you know that this particular phase, I'm just gonna rest. You know what? I'm not coming to social media. I'm just gonna lay around and eat lace and watch
right.
Netflix the whole day. You know,
Right.
and it's a pajama party the whole week. I'm in pajamas and I'm not gonna feel guilty about it. You know, and the next stage you are on fire. Hey, everything, you just want to put on your makeup and everything. Just allow. You are flow. Femininity is flow.
It's flow.
Femininity is expression. Femininity is owning it all and knowing that you are the all in all. You just said that. That's how beautiful and powerful you are.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. It was just like such a pleasure to talk to you. Oh my God. So, how can people reach out to you? How can people like work with you? How does that work for you?
Perfect. Thank you so much. This has been amazing. Because yeah, I can talk. We can do another 2 hours. It's okay. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, right? I know,
But
right?
but I feel that before anybody can be able to personally engage with me, come and check me out. Check me out on social media. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, Jo Matshego. It's still the same, the way I wrote it here. And that is
Yeah.
how you get to, I feel like, test you've heard this and probably you love what I've said, what I've shared. Um, but I feel that go again and check out what I'm about. But if you feel like, listen, I don't want to check anything, come into my social media still. Let's have a chat. Let's get to know each other. Let me know you. Let me know where you are and what drove you to me. How can I be of service to you. And because one of the things that I do, I don't follow a curriculum. I tailor make every client's experiences based on their specific needs. So the chat or the call that we're going to have is just me knowing you and your needs, and if we are the perfect fit, because it's not about the client only. Sometimes I tell people that when you take somebody that you're not supposed to be with or heal or help, you actually bringing out stuff that are going to actually not hurt you only, but hurt both of you. So this work for me is so sacred, it's personal, and I feel that that is what we can do. Follow me on social media. Let's talk. Let's just talk, and let's
Yes.
get to know each other. And from there,
Yes.
we can go into how we can dance together.
Perfect. Perfect. I'm gonna
Yeah.
link everything down below anyway, so that can people can reach out to you and just click on it. So it's so easy. Thank you again for being here. It was such a pleasure to have you today, and it's the first of many. I can feel it.
Wow. Thank you so much, Marigol. This is amazing. I really appreciate the stage, the space. I appreciate you and the revolution that you have started. And I'm really wishing nothing but a success with the rebranding. I can't wait, by the way. I can't wait to see what you got, because it looks like you're gonna give us a bomb, boom, everybody is gonna be affected by this. But yeah, this is a great initiative, and may you be protected always, always above everything. May
Thank
you
you.
be protected.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much.
Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate that you're here with me. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share this episode with people you think might benefit from it. If you need support with your lifestyle and well being, feel free to reach out to me. It will be my pleasure to help you with an Ayurvedic consultation. You can go to my website, marigolera.com, to book a session with me. Remember, in the wisdom of Ayurveda, self care is not a luxury, but a sacred responsibility and a journey of nurturing oneself to foster holistic well being. I wish you an amazing rest of your day. Much love to you, and I'll see you in the next episode.